It's a new day, guys, but with chapter 3 still being up in the air, it's time to discuss what might have happened, but not before briefly covering the most recent leak for chapter 3. Another damn concept art. Yep, you heard me right. On the 9th of November, we were given once again another concept art for a location within chapter 3, but this one was like nothing we've ever seen before, so without further ado, here it is. So guys, what are we thinking? Put your initial thoughts as to what it might be in the comments. But in my Discord, we've discussed these concept arts quite a bit, and while Becca made it clear that they don't think it's a good sign we're still being shown concept arts, Marcus went ahead and went on a different tangent by trying to guess what these small buildings could be a part of. He mentioned the word tribe and said that you might be able to trade with this tribe. Whether that's accurate or not, it's a damn great idea, almost like the wandering trader in Minecraft. He also went on to say that the buildings aren't as destroyed as the other locations and the concepts we've been shown. So that's very true, and I'm not gonna lie, Verona was very damaged compared to this. So what could that mean? We're not sure. However, another thing to consider is, what if it's not a static island? How about an entire floating Middle Eastern village filled to the brim with villagers floating on the ocean? Imagine you have a small chance to bump into these guys, and then when you do, you can choose to be friendly and trade with them for goods, or perhaps even turn against them by killing them all and taking over their raft. Pretty ambitious thought, but it's got me thinking. Is this Red Beat's take on the community's idea of pirates being added? These buildings could possibly inhabit interactable AI characters, whether they're pirates or village people. It looks like Red Beat might go the friendlier way by just doing nice little villages where you can trade with, but it'd be awesome either way. Now, do you want your ideas featured in the next Raft video on this channel, or simply want to discuss chapter 3 and other things with others? Well, if you're interested, then join my Discord, link down below in the description. I'm also hosting a giveaway for 1 month of Discord Nitro, which starts the moment this video goes live. You'll have a pretty high chance of winning, and it lasts about 7 days. And entering is absolutely free. All you have to do is join my Discord, verify yourself, and then head over to the giveaways channel to enter. Good luck, guys. I hope you win. Anyways, that is all for your opinions, and it's time to talk about what I think these concept art buildings could be. It does look like some kind of building you may find in Southeast Asia, and maybe it's just me, but it reminds me so much of the film Raya, which was amazing by the way, but no spoilers. But yeah, it just doesn't look like it follows the regular style that we've seen in Raft up until now, so what could this mean? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Red Beat like to give all their story islands real life locations. Like Caravan Town is made very close to Indonesia, I believe, and I also think Tangaroa may be in Africa, so that's just something to think about. However, it's time to move on and properly analyze the information that these buildings give us. Some of the roofs can be seen with flags hanging off of them, and some of these flags actually carry some strange symbols, but after some googling, I found that they're just regular tribal symbols and tattoos often used by tribal people to identify each other. It also shows where they come from and their history, so it's pretty cool. But could this have a link to the game? I really think so, because the main characters of the Raft storyline are honestly quite cocky and think all of their ideas are so good, and this can kind of be seen by the journals on Tangaroa. Tangaroa was a huge failure, mainly due to their incompetence to test things, and so wouldn't it just be perfect if a floating tribe came along and like saved the day pretty much? It's pretty likely if you ask me, because by the look of these houses, it feels like they know what they're doing and they're clearly living pretty happy. So yeah, after we've defeated whatever evil that may lie underneath Verona Point, perhaps it'll then be time for us to bump into some other humans inside of chapter 3. Now it's time to discuss the main part of this video, the most talked about topic in the Raft community right now, and quite rightly so, the release date for the infamous chapter 3 update. Is it in a week? Next month? Next year? Well, no one but Red Beat themselves knows exactly when they'll be releasing chapter 3. However, it's my job to try my absolute best to give a realistic estimate as to when we may get some kind of announcement. I also want to talk about why we're having to talk about all of this, and why is it that we don't have chapter 3 yet? Were there delays? Was there a change of game plan, or was it just that Red Beat are trying to still perfect the update? Well, I'll start with why I think chapter 3 has been delayed. I truly don't think that when Red Beat initially released chapter 2 in October of last last year that they thought they'd be waiting more than a year and 2 months to release their next big update. And we know this because the renovation update was initially part of chapter 3, but was separated into a completely different update. So perhaps they thought, oh wait, hold on, chapter 3 is going to take a while for us to get to the community, so why don't we keep them entertained with this mini update before we drop the absolute bombshell on them. However, since the renovation update wasn't massive, it was quite underwhelming, for most at least. Not for me, but the point still stands. Some have forgotten completely about the renovation update and just swept it out the rug, and I guess it kinda does feel like yesterday, but it's almost actually half a year ago. That's crazy. But yeah, Red Beat have clearly had a change of plans since beginning work on chapter 3, and that is proof of it. I think they may have A, underestimated how long it was going to take them to make chapter 3, and B, they quite possibly went overboard and added more features and details than they were first planning on. Because if you work on one update for over a year, you're bound to learn loads of things, discover better ideas, and you might even begin disliking old ones. And trust me, once you're working on a big project, there is nothing worse than feeling as if something you've worked super hard on just doesn't work as well as you first thought it would. Oftentimes, poor planning can lead to this kind of stuff, and it brings me nicely into my next topic. A suggestion for Red Beat. Although we all know Red Beat love being secretive and don't tend to talk much publicly about their operations and how far along they are with their progress, there is something I'd like to see them try out in the future. Now, I first got this idea from games like H1Z1, and it's a development roadmap. It basically outlines the future plans for development surrounding a game, and the game called Phasmophobia also has one of these, and it tells the community quite transparently what they plan to do in the future and what they plan to implement next and how far along they are with their progress. This kind of transparency is absolutely necessary in the modern impatient world, and with Raft having considerably slow updates considering the size of the game and compared to other games its size, I think it would be quite perfect and also very well received by the community. I'm super surprised that Red Beat haven't already made a move to try be more transparent with us, but after all, they must be pretty damn confident with chapter 3. They've said numerous times in the past that they do believe it will be worth the wait, and I guess it's up to us to decide whether it was. In one of my recent videos, I described my estimate for when chapter 3 might release, and initially I said the 8th of October, and sadly it's already been a month since then, and still no news, so it's time for me to make yet another inevitably wrong chapter 3 prediction. Christmas is coming up, and usually games don't like releasing massive game-changing updates over the holiday season, because that's usually the time where it's easier to put out a small festive update instead. So what could this mean for us? Well, how about late November, early December latest? Because we need to remember that Red Beat are a unique company in the fact that they aren't afraid of releasing updates too close to Christmas. And we know this because chapter 3 was actually released on the 3rd of December 2019. So there we have it. Could we be playing chapter 3 in November, perhaps December? Or will we have to wait until the new year? Because remember guys, the developers will most likely take Christmas off as a holiday because that's quite a normal thing to do in the gaming industry. I want you guys to all put your realistic estimates in the comments below, because whether this game updates this year or not, we still all love Raft. So let's spread some positive energy. If you enjoyed this video and haven't subscribed to me yet, please do. It is free and you can always unsub at any time. And why not like the video if you want? You don't have to, but it really does help me out so much, so thank you in advance. But have an amazing day my friends, and I will see you next time.